I have Dolahim's second strongest weapon, because I couldn't make his first one. Just like how it was in Ganeth or Ross. So, story of my life. Cringe.
I want to look
by the
through
way.
that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
Why?
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
Sure. Cutscene? Yeah. So yeah, thank goodness I don't actually have him on the
Looks
field,
like
so it
some
shouldn't
kind
matter
of
too
research
much.
facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
For the people of Lenegus, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
And that's where the
Did
Red
no one
Woman
ever
comes
talk
in.
about it when you were growing up?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
No, not that I can remember.
the Red Woman is
Then
some
again,
vessel,
Sovereigns and
boots on
Forbidden
the
Zones
ground.
aren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place.
person that the
One with the Sovereign's authority.
Sovereign uses.
Grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Alright, what's going on with this thing? This looks cool. Looks like people are supposed to go in here.
I think I can make this work.
Those are names, I think. Say their names.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Names of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danon astral energy, so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danon.
What?
Codename Sovereign.
What?
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the master cores.
Makes sense.
With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
It's
What
quite a
about the
big
Sovereign?
experiment.
Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait,
What is it? Did you find something?
it's a list of names. With the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign.
Okay.
It's your call.
Read it.
Let's go. Let's read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful.
Well, of course.
Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity,
Oh, no.
NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
Yes, you're definitely not a person. You are the definition of a test
They
tube baby.
re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Yeah. I'm starting to think he's not even a Danon.
Alphen.
I think he's a Zoogle.
It's fine. Breathe. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105.
There it is. That is a
Ethnicity NA.
big gap.
Adjustment index
Volron.
generation NA. Given name Volron.
There it is.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records,
Dang.
you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
They were probably given the title, but never.
Upon victory, the sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told.
That might not
But
be
according
true.
to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies,
Another
including the part
unanswered
about the
question that
sovereign
we've been
residing
given.
in Rena.
What is on Rena?
The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the sovereign,
Please
then
don't
who
say
was
the
it?
red woman.
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It was the red woman.
It's possible.
I'm saying, I'm
But
calling
that
it. It's
doesn't
not.
necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme.
Thank you, Shionne. Thank you.
She could be working for someone else.
Thank you.
Someone
Oh
back
my
on their own
gosh,
homeworld.
she said it.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
I'm saying someone is ruling over her, and I'm pretty sure Rena is completely
What about the data
devoid
records?
of
Is there no other information
resources.
that could
That's
help
why
us?
they hopped over to Dana.
Not that I can see. Just file upon
I'm making
file of
huge
experiment
calls.
results.
I'm just saying.
There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign, and Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the
Oh.
terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
How many terminals are on?
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Stop asking questions you don't have the answer to. We can't keep sacking up questions.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
We need to start finding answers out immediately.
I'm just a little shaken, that's all.
Though I really
I knew
hope
what
it
I
doesn't
was
come to like an
already.
ending where they just
So
dump
it's not like
every
it's a
single
surprise or
answer
anything.
of every question we've had
It's strange.
just immediately on it.
With
I
all
think
this
that'd be
rage
too
inside of me, but I
abrupt
don't even know
and just
who it's for.
way too much.
I'm scared that I'll put a face to it. Just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then
But I also hope that
No.
we don't like get like
Then
half
we'd
the
help you
answers at the
fight it
ending,
before
and then
you
the
ever got
rest of
that
the
far.
answers are through like weird
Wouldn't
lore
we,
side
everyone?
quests at the like
Yeah. We wouldn't
after
just
the
sit
game
by
is
and watch
over.
you spiral out of control.
Because I
That's right.
couldn't be
No
bothered to
good
do
can come
them.
from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back.
I like it to
remind you where
slowly
home is.
stream
And I would be happy
into
to
my
lend an
ears
attentive ear, should you ever
as
have
I
need.
push towards the very end, and the very end is when it
Thank you,
gives me
everyone.
at the end.
I think I'll be okay now.
Alright, let's look at some terminals. Anyway, enough of that. Time we push for. Oh, another memory. Woo. Oh, it's the mask Naori put on Alphen. It's not looking too clean though.
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Alphen. Farewell.
Bye, Naori.
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode.
Long-term hibernation mode. Oh, they are Naori's memories.
Surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it.
Believe in modern technology. Woo! Just go for
I
it.
can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
Sleepy time.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
I think
So
Naori's
that's why
gone.
you lost your memories
That
and
makes me
sense of
sad.
pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
I never even met her and I miss her.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight.
Woo.
Naori was the one who put that mask on me. Made me Iron Mask.
Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
Alright. Let's push forward. Oh. Okay. Oh wait, look at that. I think that's where the ceremony takes place. Whew. I was right. This is the ceremony
We've seen this
place.
in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300 years, This is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
For once, I actually agree with what Kasara is saying. Oh, he's gonna touch it anyway because he doesn't care. Oh, lol. I guess they just completely ignored what she said. Don't blame him. I'd do the same thing.
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's
Dude,
will again?
I'm telling you, it's not Dana's will. Stop.
It's been a year since the ceremony.
Oh?
That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us.
I like her pretty shoulder feather
All
thing.
in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself.
Whoa.
The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done.
It's quite the burden to put on yourself.
With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet.
She put herself in the Renis Alma.
That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead.
That'd be pretty meta, actually.
That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse on to my descendants as well. Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
So
Wait, you can't just...
she's just gone. Like she is dead. That's kind of sad. What a Naori. Shionne's cool and all, but Naori's better.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or
Oh my
was it the
gosh.
Danon voice?
Dude, it's
speaking
this
through
whole
her?
Danon thing. It's Cap. I promise you. It's Cap. This is Naori. She literally just said that her power was over astral energy. Did she not? Oh, whoa. I got my outfit. And, oh, Shionne got the hairstyle. With her little flower thing. The feather thing going on.
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony.
Tell me I
3
get to keep
centuries
them,
ago.
please. Tell me I get
So
to
you're
keep
saying
them.
this is the maiden's outfit?
It's very pretty.
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
That's cool.
And they appeared now because...
Naori
Plot,
must have left
that's
them
why.
here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
See, now I'm gonna
Locating the
take her
Rena's
hair,
armor would allow us to
her
neutralize
flower out of
the
her hair,
dark
because I
astral
don't want the
energy
flower
inside
and the
Shionne,
feathers, that looks
thereby
weird.
silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience.
True, true, true.
By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now
Honestly,
all we need is the Renis Alma.
I like the
Finally
shoulder
be able to
feathers,
free
but
you
not
of your
the hair
thorns.
feathers. I'll see if I can take them off.
Shionne.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from
Let's
falling to
go.
oblivion.
Let's go. Happiness moment.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
Nothing wrong with being happy.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Grinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
I mean, Shionne gets her outfit and her haircuts. That's all I can
Starting
really
with a
ask.
little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Yeah, we've come all
Good
this
enough.
way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shionne at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And
Nerd,
they say
nerd,
modesty
nerd.
is dead.
Nerd.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
He's got a high luck stat, apparently.
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shionne. You included.
It's definitely not following her, that's for sure.
Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori.
Thanks, Naori.
So Naori
Sad she's
sealed
gone.
away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shionne. It's my fault that you're
If the thorns...
You're wrong.
What happened
wasn't
to you
all
was
of her
because
descendants.
the
How did
and
she
Naori's attempt
have
to stop Oblivion.
descendants?
You paid a heavy
How did
price for it.
she
and then
have
fell asleep for
kids?
300 years. The reason you lost your memories
is the reason for your curse.
The guys just
The
have to
thorns.
tough it out.
It all leads back to them.
Yikes.
Once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No, the truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, and
Wait,
embracing everyone.
and
All the
how
normal
did the
things
babies get born?
that people do together.
What if they had a
I
kid? What
always wished
is
I
it
could
guaranteed to be a
experience them for
girl?
myself, and
What if
finally
they had a
know
boy?
what they were like.
The boy just like die
Is it
in the
really
womb?
okay for me to believe it can happen?
With the thorns
I'm so
constantly
scared of
procking?
getting my
Because that's
hopes
still
up.
like a
What
human
if it
touching
doesn't
another
work out in
human,
the
or
end,
is it
and-
just?
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate,
I think I'm
destiny, or
thinking
anything
too much
else.
into this that I
We're
definitely
going to
shouldn't.
A normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead, and it's for my sake, so I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Alright.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
That's because she's based
Her
in
position demanded
Redfield.
nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Danans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The one separating the Renans from the Danans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
I guess we just keep going forward, right? Ooh.